So far, we've looked at a number of visualizations to examine the distribution of a single variable. And we also looked at transforming a variable to get a better look at the data. Now, there are other ways that we can transform a variable besides using something like the square root or a log. You often want to convert variables that have a lot of zero values to a new binary variable that has only true or false. This is helpful because we may want to know whether a user has used a certain feature at all, instead of the number of times that the user has actually used that feature. For example, it may not matter how many times a person checked in using a mobile device, but whether the person has ever used mobile check-in. Here's what I mean. Here's a summary of the mobile likes in our data set. The median is 4, which means that we have a lot of zeros in our data set. If I run this summary, I'm going to get a different type of table. Notice that in the table I get logical counts because I used this comparison operator. I wanted to see whether or not someone had actually checked in. So instead of tracking the count of mobile likes, let's create a new variable that tracks mobile check-ins. We'll call this variable mobile check-in. The first thing I'll do is assign it a bunch of NA values. Next, we can use the if-else function to assign a value of 1 if the user has checked in using mobile, and a value of 0 if the user has not checked in. So in this if-else statement, if this condition is true, we'll assign our user a value of 1. Otherwise, we'll give them a value of 0. And the last thing I'll do is convert it to a factor variable. Running this code, I get my new variable saved. And then taking a summary of the results, I can see that about 64,000, just shy of that, have checked in using mobile, while 35,000 have not. So using this data, can you tell me what % of users check in using mobile? Try to use actual code here instead of using these raw numbers. Round your answer to the nearest % and don't include the % sign when you enter it here.